4a. Writing a letter giving advice. You write your opinion about what someone should do and then you send it to him or her. Discuss. Why do you think some people would write to a magazine? Problem page. A magazine is a large, thin book that is sold every week or every month that contains stories and articles. Why do people do this? Send their problems to a magazine. Maybe they need an expert's advice. Expert is someone who knows a lot about solving problems. Or maybe they want to write a piece of advice to help another reader. Read the letter below, which a boy wrote to a magazine problem page. What advice would you give him? Write to Stephen. This is pronounced as V. Stephen. Dear Stephen, I am feeling really upset. I am unhappy and worried because I had a fight with my best friend. I had an argument, a big argument with my best friend. We have been friends since primary school. Now you are in high school. Before that you were in mid school. Before that you were in primary school. And we are rarely apart. We are almost always together. Rarely, the opposite of always. Apart, the opposite of together. I would say we are more like brothers. We both want to do the same course at university. Do the same course, study the same thing at university. And because we want to stay together, we applied to the same university. When you apply, you write a formal request to a university. In London. However, I was accepted for the course there and he has been rejected. Accepted is the opposite of rejected. He can't study at the same university. I really want to do the course, but I feel really guilty. When you are guilty, you don't feel happy because you know that you have done something wrong about it. Ever since he received his rejection letter, he has been really depressed. When you are depressed, you are unhappy, disappointed. He is constantly, always picking fights, having arguments with me over little things, on things that are not important. And now he says he feels betrayed. When you betray someone, you are disloyal to him. You are not true to him because I've accepted the offer. Please, can you help me? Guilty in Guilford. Of course, this is not his real name. He referred to himself as guilty, someone who feels that he has done something wrong. In Guilford, Guilford is a city in the UK. Now, what advice would you give this guilty in Guilford? Well, I think he should talk to him and make him understand that the fact that he was not accepted is not your fault. It's not you who didn't accept him. You did nothing wrong. And make him believe in himself. Be confident and apply to other universities as well. Now read the advice given to the boy and compare it to the advice you would give him. Do you think Stephen's advice is helpful? Why or why not? This was written by Stephen. He is an expert. Dear Guilty in Guilford, I am sorry to hear that you are having so much problems with your friend. It seems like he is very disappointed. When you are disappointed, you are unhappy because something you hoped for didn't happen, and has lost confidence. He no longer believes in himself because he has been rejected by the university. I think it is also possible that he feels jealous of you. When you are jealous of someone, you are unhappy because you wish that you have something that they had. He is jealous of your success. First of all, decisions concerning your future career can't be based on your friends. Decision is when you decide, when you choose, concerning about your future career, future job. Can't be based, has nothing to do with your friends. You must do what is best for you. This is one of the most important decisions of your life. You have to do what is best for you. If you want to do the course in London, then that is your right. It's your decision, not your friend's decision. And you shouldn't feel guilty about it. You shouldn't feel bad, because this is your right and you are not doing anything wrong. Because your friend probably feels a bit jealous of you, you will have to talk to him about it if you want to save your friendship, if you want to remain friends with this person. You must explain to him how you feel. Next, you need to support him, encourage him, and try to boost his confidence, help him believe in himself, by telling him there are other universities he can apply to. You should assure him, tell him that it's definitely true that you will always be friends with him, no matter how far away from each other you are. It doesn't matter if you are far away from each other. I hope I've been able to give you some ideas on how to solve this problem, how to end it. Good luck, Stephen. Now, was this advice helpful? Yes, I think it was. Stephen seems to understand the problem. He's an expert, and the advice he gives may help the boys get over the problem, overcome the problem, solve the problem. Now, when you are writing a letter giving advice, follow the outline below. You begin with a greeting. Use the person's first name. Well, here we used Guilty in Guilford because we don't know the person's first name. And then the opening paragraph. Refer, mention the problem, and say why you are writing. And then the main part. This can be 1 or 2 paragraphs. Give your advice and make suggestions. Present ideas. And then the closing paragraph. Make a final comment, a final opinion or a remark. And then the signing off, use a signature ending like good luck, all the best, best wishes, and then first name below that, Stephen. This is an informal letter. Don't use full name. Now read the letter below and write back to Victor, giving him advice. Your advice should be between 100 to 150 words. Write it on page 53 in your workbook. Read with me. Dear Ray, I have a problem and I want your advice. I am having trouble with my cousin. Cousin is a son or daughter of your uncle or aunt. We are studying at the same university and we share a flat. We live in the same apartment. The problem is that he keeps on inviting loads of his friends, a lot of his friends. He invites them over to the flat and they make a lot of noise. I've been trying to study for my exams and it's almost impossible for me to concentrate, to focus on studying because of the noise. I've been going to the library to get some peace and quiet. Peace, nobody to disturb me. Quiet, no noise. But when I get back home, his friends are still there, in the flat, in the apartment. Last week, the landlord, the owner of the flat, came round to complain. When you complain, you say that you are annoyed or unhappy about something. I had to open the door because my cousin and his friends were making so much noise and they couldn't hear the doorbell. Doorbell is dun dun when somebody comes to visit. The landlord told me that the neighbors, people who live near our flat, were very annoyed, very disturbed, and he said that if the noise continued, he would have to inform, to tell our parents about the problem. Of course, I told my cousin about this, but the next day, everything was the same. What do you think I should do? I'd be really grateful, very thankful for your advice. Best wishes, Victor. When you are writing an informal letter giving advice, address the person, speak to the person you are writing to in a friendly way and use informal language. Make various suggestions, a lot of different suggestions to help solve the problem. Use appropriate, suitable expressions and phrases to express advice and make suggestions. For phrases you can use, see Appendix 1. Here is Appendix 1 on page 83. You can read it in your own time. Here are some phrases and expressions you can use to begin your greetings, opening paragraph, main part, closing paragraph, and signature endings. Now we are on page 53 in your workbook. Use an appropriate informal greeting. We will use Dear Victor. The opening paragraph. In a few words, what is the problem that you are asked to give advice on? Well, Victor's cousin is irresponsible, he is not responsible, and he is ignorant. He ignores the problem, he doesn't try to solve it. 2 paragraphs for the main part. What should Victor do concerning about the consequences, the things that will happen because of the problem, and how it will affect him personally, emotionally, and practically? Victor has the right to feel comfortable in his flat and be able to get some peace and quiet to study. This problem affects his future, and he mustn't let anyone distract him when he is studying. Now, paragraph 2 in the main part, we will write about what Victor should do concerning the others involved in the situation, like his cousin, the neighbors, the landlord. He should sit with his cousin and talk some sense into him. Try to make him realize that what he is doing is ruining everybody's future, is bad for everybody's future. And as far as the neighbors and the landlord are concerned, he should apologize to them and promise them that this will never happen again. In the closing paragraph, what is the most important thing that Victor must remember? That his future is hanging in the balance. His future is at stake. Express your hope and wish that your advice will be helpful. I hope everything goes well and good luck. And then the signing off. All the best, and then the first name. And now, here is the letter. Let's read. Dear Victor, I am sorry to know that you have got a problem with your cousin. It seems that your cousin is irresponsible and ignorant. He just wants to enjoy the moment and never think about how these actions are affecting him and everyone around him. The first thing you should know that you have every right to feel comfortable in your flat. It is your flat as well, not only his. And be able to get some peace and quiet to study. You mustn't let anyone distract you while you are studying. Distract you. Make you unable to concentrate. as this can have a negative impact, a disadvantage on your future. Your cousin is family, and you shouldn't ruin the relationship between the two of you. You should remain family and friends. You should sit with him and talk some sense into him. Make him realize that what he is doing is ruining everybody's future. As far as the neighbors and the landlord are concerned, you should apologize to them and promise them that this will never happen again. Remember that your future is hanging in the balance. I hope everything goes well. Good luck. All the best. Mu'tasim. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please share it with friends. I will catch you in the next one, inshallah. Goodbye.